Hi friends, I hope you all have written income tax exam so well because yesterday only I said like there were certain chapters from which you can expect definitely a question. As expected, questions were received. Like from house property chapter yesterday I said there can be one question, you have received one question. From residential status also you received one question. From salaries you received one question. From capital gains you received one question. From PGBP you received one question. From set off of losses you received one question. From income from other sources you received one question. So like I hope you all have rocked the examination. Let us quickly analyze today's income tax paper. So MCQs, first MCQ is from 44 ADA concept. We all know 50% of the gross receipts are to be offered as presumptive income. So 48 lakh 40,000 is received from profession. 50% of it is to be offered as presumptive income. Simple question. Next. Cash gift was received from relatives. If cash gift is received from relatives, it is not taxable, right? However, whatever the cash gift that is received from friends, it is taxable. This is also simple one. Next, under section 194I, what is the threshold limit? We have discussed in the class. 2,40,000 is the threshold limit, correct? Next, we have discussed 80C plus 80CCC plus 80CCD. These three sections together, chapter 6 deductions cannot exceed 1,50,000, right? Simple questions he asked in the examination. Next, 90% of disability means severe disability, right? For severe disability, what is the deduction allowed? 1,25,000 is the deduction allowed. Straight questions, simple. And which of the following is an agricultural income under Income Tax Act? I feel some of the students may find this MCQ as difficult because like those who have read agricultural income chapter thoroughly, they only can answer this question. Like there were examples of agricultural income and non-agricultural income. Those who have read examples of agricultural income and non-agricultural income, they only can write this question. Like answer to this question is D. Interest on capital received by a partner from a firm engaged in agricultural operations. Next, seventh one, straight question. I have told many times in the class, maximum interest allowed to partners as per Income Tax Act is 12% simple interest. Same was asked. Next is GST part. Coming to second question was given from residential status chapter. Even in our guest questions also, this question was given. I told many times in the class, there will be definitely one question from residential status. As expected, question was received from residential status. Very simple question, like you can calculate, like he gave various kinds of incomes and he asked tax treatment with regard to whether that income is taxable in the hands of ROR, RNVOR or non-resident. Very good. So this also you can do it easily. Next, this is income from salaries. Very simple points he asked in the examination. Education allowance, you all know, like education allowance 100 rupees per month is exempt for 2 children. That exemption you already know. And entertainment allowance, it is fully taxable. Medical facility provided in employer own hospital, it is not taxable, it is exempt. Free meals, like they are exempt up to 50 rupees, right? We have discussed in the class. If any meals are provided up to 50 rupees, they are exempt. Over and above 50 rupees, like here meal cost is 80 rupees, right? Benefit received by employee is 80 rupees. Out of 80 rupees, 50 rupees is exempt and balance 30 rupees is taxable. And wristwatch was received as a gift. See, if gift value is up to 5,000, it is exempt. If gift value is greater than 5,000, two alternatives are available. Either fully taxable or over and above 5,000 is taxable. Next, transport allowance. If transport allowance is received by disabled persons, then 3,200 exemption is allowed. However, here SSC is not a disabled person. So that's why transport allowance is fully taxable. Next, question 3. It is relating to house property. So concrete question from residential status, concrete question from salaries, concrete question from house property also. See, some of the students would have felt third question a bit tough because in this question, for part of the year house property is self-occupied and for remaining part of their house property is let out. So you should consider house property as deemed to be let out for the whole year. Is it clear? And rest all same, like in case of deemed to be let out property, same like let out property, you can claim municipal taxes as deduction. But expenses are not allowed as deduction. Why? Because in place of expenses, standard deduction is allowed at the rate of 30% of net annual value. And you know, interest on borrowed capital is allowed as deduction. To repay this loan, fresh loan was taken. Even interest on fresh loan is also allowed as deduction. Both interests are allowed as deduction. Simple one. Next, this is from PGBP. You all know rent from property. This is not taxable under PGBP. This is taxable under income from house property. Next, household expenses. They are personal expenses, right? They are not allowed as deduction. So they are disallowed. Provision for bad debts also not allowed as deduction. Disallowed. Loss on sale of motor car. This is also not allowed. Insurance premium. Life insurance premium is personal expenditure. It is also not allowed as deduction. Next, depreciation. Depreciation as per accounts we will disallow it, right? Depreciation as per income tax act is allowed as deduction. However, depreciation as per accounts we need to add back. We need to disallow it. Simple adjustments. And whatever the depreciation as per income tax rules, this you need to claim as deduction. And like rent paid is 2400. What it was said, half of which is used by him for his own residence. That means out of total house property, 50% is used for business and 50% is self-occupied property. Now only half rent, 50% rent is only allowed as deduction, right? So out of 2400, only 1200 is allowed as deduction and balance 1200 it will be disallowed. Is it clear? The balance 500 is on account of municipal taxes paid for property given on rent. That means whatever the property that is given on rent. Okay, there is income from house property, right? 5400. To earn this income from house property, municipal tax 500 was paid. It is allowed as expenditure under income from house property head. It is not allowed as expenditure under PGBP. So out of 2900, like only 1200 is allowed as deduction. Only 1200 is allowed as deduction. So 1200 allowed. How much is balance? 1700. 1200 allowed as deduction. 1700 is disallowed. Next, fourth question. This is from capital gains chapter. See, this is very simple one. From mother, gift was received by SSC and that gift was transferred by SSC. You can calculate income from capital gains very easily. Whatever the cost of acquisition of previous owner, mother is there. Cost of acquisition of mother will be taken as cost of acquisition at the time of calculation of capital gains. Another important point is this is a residential building. That means this is immovable property. On transfer of immovable property, section 50C is applicable. Like you need to compare stamp duty value with actual consideration and based on that you need to consider full value of consideration. And whatever the commission that is paid, that can be reduced as transfer expenses. See here, stamp duty value is 70 lakhs. Stamp duty value 70 lakhs. Actual consideration is 60 lakhs. 110% of actual consideration is 66 lakhs. That means stamp duty value is greater than 110% of actual consideration. So obviously 70 lakhs is to be taken as full value of consideration. All these we have done in the class, very simple calculations. Another important point is forfeited advance money. When he forfeited advance money in August 2022, if advance amount is forfeited on or after 1st April 2014, advance forfeited is taxable in the year of forfeiture under income from other sources. So whatever the advance forfeited, that is already taxable under other sources in August 2022. This is also simple one. This was asked from income from other sources. Post office, you can claim exemption up to 3500 for this one. Winnings, net amount was given. Careful, gross amount is to be taxable. You need to gross up this. This is for 70%. You need to gross up to 100%. Received motor car as a gift. Motor car is not covered under the definition of property. So this is not taxable. 15,000 cash gift from 4 friends. 15,000 into 4, 60,000, greater than 50,000, right? So this is fully taxable. Fully taxable. Income from undisclosed income. This is also fully taxable. Income from subletting. 30,000. Cost is 22,000. So 8,000 is taxable. Next. This is from set off of losses. Loss from agricultural business. See, this is not eligible for set off. Loss from agricultural business. Loss from house property up to 2 lakhs, it is eligible to be set off against other incomes. Balance 20,000, it will be carry forwarded to subsequent years, because loss from house property only 2 lakhs is eligible for interhead set off. Next, loss from non-speculation business. Non-speculation business loss can be set off against speculation business profits. Next, income from car races, fully taxable. Income from owning and maintaining race horses. See, loss from activity of owning and maintaining race horses. There is loss. We have discussed one point. Loss from activity of owning and maintaining race horses, it can be set off only against income from owning and maintaining race horses. So this is not eligible to be set off. It will be directly carry forwarded to subsequent years. Next, this one, loss from self-occupied property 2,40,000. 2 lakhs you can set off against salaries. 40,000 it will be carry forwarded to subsequent years. Interest on savings bank account, you can claim deduction under section 80 TTA. Deposit in public provident fund, you can claim deduction under section 80C. Dividend from Indian companies, it is taxable under other sources. Life insurance premium paid for dependent father. See, LIC premium paid only for self, spouse and children is allowed as deduction. Here LIC premium is paid for dependent father. This is not allowed as deduction. So I hope hardly around 5 to 8 marks, some students would have find it difficult. Rest all is very easy paper. I hope you all have written very well. Thank you very much.
Okay, my dear students, now we are going to have a quick overview of the December 2023 exam that was conducted on this particular day with respect to our taxation paper. So already you know that direct and indirect taxation, full marks will be 100, and in that section A is with respect to MCQs. In that, if you observe here, with respect to our GST, what I mean to say here, up to 7 actually it is with respect to your direct taxes, whereas with respect to in MCQs question number 8 onwards with respect to our GST, this point is based on e-way bill, very easy one, a straightforward question, there is no twist in that, easy to answer. It is a normal cargo for which the destination is 290 kilometers. Therefore, definitely what can be the answer my here? 2 days can be the answer here, because for every 200 kilometers or part thereof, 1 day validity period will be there. And GST Council decision making straightforward, very easy one. So what is the majority that is required? 3/4. And whereas with respect to this, it is with respect to the final return month, I think you are able to recollect the due date of final return 3 months from the date of cancellation or order of cancellation, whichever is later date. Here from it was given August, therefore September, October, November. So on or before November can be the answer. Easy question. And this one also is with respect to the monetary limit of aggregate turnover with respect to QRMP scheme. Okay, with respect to QRMP scheme, you should remember that 5 crores or something like that. Very easy and straightforward monetary limit. And under GST law, in case of taxable supply of services, banking company, what is invoice date within a period of with respect to bank 45, straightforward and easy one. IGST IDC, wow. That was very basic level question in our indirect taxes, and that too in ITC level chapter. First for IGST, subsequently for CGST or SGST as per the choice of the dealer, can be answer C. And with respect to this one, is making both goods and services. I think with respect to registration, straightforward question. Automatically, whichever is lower, goods or service. For both here, Hyderabad and Telangana, 20 it will be. And exclusive economic zone, wow, what will be called as exclusive economic zone? 200 nautical miles from the baseline. So I think there is 0% difficulty. I'm not saying even 1% difficulty is there with respect to the MCQs. If at all you are able to listen to the classes properly, it is just like a cakewalk to answer all these MCQs and very easy ones. Now we will see section B, which is of 70 marks. In that, our indirect taxes starts from, I think, 6th question or 7th. 6th one as far as. Wow. 6th one. Discuss the concept and the features of indirect taxes. I think even I was also a little bit surprised. Not little bit, almost shocked. by seeing this particular sixth question here. You can observe here with respect to this particular sixth question. See this. So here discuss the concept and features of IDT for 7 marks. Discuss the benefits of GST for 7. Even I was shocked that generally in major cases the chapter number 1 is not going to be asked in the exam. But here very much straightforward questions are asked. So 100% easy ones, but generally we will have a little bit of overlook with respect to chapter number 1. If at all it was the case, then definitely you need to remember what happened in the class, what sir has told us in the class with respect to the introduction part long ago. Those were the days. In those cases, so you need to recollect what happened in the class, because many of the students, at least majority of the students, generally what they will do, they will ignore these concepts because they are very basic level questions. But to most surprise, it was asked in the exam, but they are easy ones, being a direct theory questions. And this one 7A is with respect to the RCM concept here. And these all the three are straightforward questions: insurance agent, business facilitator, independent director receiving the sitting fee. All these points are the straightforward questions. No difficulty is there in this question. Very much easy one, 7A. And with respect to 7B, it is based on value of supply, list price of the goods, municipal taxes includable, installation includable, freight as per the agreement supplier is doing that includable, subsidy from NGO not directly linked to the price, ignore, and discount is there which was not as per the agreement, so ignore the discount here, and some interest like that payments are there here. Interest is always includable, but while computing that interest, we should assume that it is inclusive of GST, but keep it in mind, but happy days waived off the interest payable. Because it was not received it, therefore it is also needed to be ignored. Very much straightforward question and easy one, 7B also. And 8th one is based on ITC. Raw spices sold to the customers, use it for personal use, ITC not allowed. And electric machinery purchased for being capital good allowed, motor car not allowed, staff quarters generally not allowed. What a easy question in this ITC. I think this particular attempt, CMA inter students, I think they are blessed by the God by getting that much of easy question paper in relation to our indirect taxes. At least what I can say. I don't know about the income tax, but only with respect to GST what I am saying. Okay. And this is CVD on subsidized articles. Already I told you that even in the class also. With respect to types of duties, all the three are important. Safeguard duty, CVD on subsidized article, and anti-dumping duty. Straightforward question. So this is the question. So what we can say here, most simply, what is the overall opinion on the question paper here? Nothing. Nothing is difficult here. Nothing is difficult here. Everything is easy with respect to our indirect taxes. There is no twist except this sixth question. Because this sixth question, even though it is a direct question, it was a surprising element because the basic chapter nowadays does not have any weightage. But in this particular exam, it was asked for 14 marks. So if at all, if you observe here, you can see the choice here. Let's say here, please come to section B. Answer any 5 out of any 5 questions out of the 7. That means 2 questions can be taken as choice. So with respect to that, if at all you are not familiar with this particular topic, and majority students may have taken it choice, if at all you are able to write in your own words, then that is okay. Otherwise, if income tax is easy and you can answer all the questions in income tax properly, then if at all you have taken this particular chapter as a choice, then you can take it as a choice here also. Except that rest of the questions are very much easy and straightforward questions. I think it is a very easy paper in relation to our indirect taxes. That's it. Thank you all.